Hey guys, Chaps here, and welcome back to another episode of ChapsMath. In the last episode, I introduced you to some gear pack tracking stats we've been collecting. Today, I wanted to show you some other stats we've been looking into. The sheet here is linked in the description, and can also be found on our website. Let's start off by taking a look at the Leveling XP tab. Here we've collected XP values from various community members in order to determine the equations for the XP required. These curves were then used to populate the entire table. You may see that some of the higher re-up levels are highlighted in orange or yellow. These are the values that have not been confirmed yet. We're still 99% sure that they're accurate, they just haven't been confirmed. This page is mainly going to be useful to see how much XP you need to reach certain levels, but there's a few things that stood out to me. Check out this chart. These curves seem pretty reasonable, right? Well, let's add re-up 10 in there. Now that's a pretty crazy jump. This change is only further magnified when we add in the wings. You see down here? Yeah, this little point, that's re-up 9. Wings 5 is all the way up here. To further illustrate this point, here's a nice little pie chart. Here you can clearly see that Wings 1 level 100 is less than 25% of the way up to max rank. I don't know about you, but to me that seems a bit excessive. I would have much rather had more re-ups with smaller XP requirements. On Wings 5, it takes the same amount of XP to go from level 99 to level 100 as it does to go all the way from re-up 0 level 0 to re-up 0 level 99. That's just insane, but enough of that. Let's move over to look at the level-based rewards. On this next tab, we're tracking how many credits you receive as you level up. From this, you're able to see what the credit per XP rate is at each re-up. A month or two ago, an update went out to address the issue that we see here. This issue being that the credit per XP is clearly dropping as you level up. The change was implemented to Wings 1 through 5, in order to put them on par with re-up 10. This is great, but I've got two pieces of info that might be interesting to some of you. First off, they didn't entirely level it off. As you can see, the rate still slightly decreases here through the Wings levels. Next, and most importantly, there's still a large difference within the original 9 re-ups. To avoid confusion, let me reiterate that this is only the average credit per XP for the re-up due to leveling. In actuality, the rates can be much quicker at the beginning of the re-up and much slower at the end. Keep this page in mind, as it's going to become important here in a minute. The next page we have shows some Horde bonuses. Here you'll see the completion bonus, consecutive wave bonus, and how much class XP you earn on each difficulty. There's really not too much to say here. It's an interesting sheet that some will find interesting, but I don't see this being too useful for most people. This sheet, on the other hand, I find quite interesting. Let's combine the info that we've gathered from all the previous sheets. Using the averages across the re-ups, we are now able to determine the number of credits that you'll get for a Horde match on each difficulty. This is by ignoring bounties and ribbons, by the way. So let's scroll over and take a look at this plot. The thing most people will find helpful here is being able to determine which playlist is the most efficient. We're constantly asked about the feasibility of Insane versus Developer playlist, and this clearly shows that Insane is a slightly higher payout. The other interesting note is the slight decrease in credits you see as you level up. For your average inconceivable Horde run, a re-up 0 player is going to receive about 450 more credits than someone who's Wings 5. I mean, I understand why TC is doing this, but at the same time, it's pretty unfortunate. A single inconceivable run can take you about 90 minutes, so losing out on 450 credits every 90 minutes can add up pretty quickly. Now, for fun, let's throw this last tab in here. This page makes a bunch of assumptions and was just made for fun. We're not going to get any real useful information out of here. Remember previously I showed the average credit per Horde run for each re-up? Well, this is the average credit per Horde run for each level. All 1,599 levels. Like I said, it's not too useful, I just thought it would be fun to plot this up, and it's cool, you can clearly see the spike that occurs at the beginning of each re-up. This pretty much wraps it up for the stats that I wanted to show here. If you check out this first tab on the page, I've got instructions on how you can help us confirm the missing data. I have also got links to the other spreadsheets and other tools that the community's made. Hopefully you guys can find a use for some of this data, and we'll continue looking to get more stats to help you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. But seriously, who designs a level system like this? Look at these levels, they're so pretty. Even look at the coefficients. It's just a nice smooth pattern. Wings 4 comes in, and it's simple enough, multiples of 1,000. That's easy. In comes Wings 1, Wings 2, Wings 5. Okay, yeah, 50s or 25s, not bad. But then, what the hell were they smoking when they made Wings 4? Look at this. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, why? Even look at the coefficients that they used to create this curve. Why on earth would they do something like this? It's like they were intentionally trying to throw off our stat tracking. Alright, that's it for real this time. I just couldn't make this video without mentioning that. Bye-bye now.